I woke up in Los Angeles to a knock on my house door at around 3:45 in the morning. Someone who's worked for my family for, God, probably 30 years now was knocking on my door. And when I looked through my window and I saw it was him, I just knew something bad had happened. And I was informed that, my father had passed. Yeah, so I immediately, I don't know, just pain, just sadness and pain, and just so many thoughts. You go through this of like...
Growing up as the son of Ozzy Osbourne, one of the most iconic and chaotic figures in rock history, was never ordinary. Even as a child, Jack Osbourne felt the weight of a name that carried both awe and expectation.
To thank everyone. Love them so much.
The world knew his father as the Prince of Darkness, a man whose voice shook stadiums, whose antics on and off stage became legend, and whose every public move was scrutinized under a merciless spotlight. But at home, Ozzy was something entirely different. Jack remembers sitting in the living room of their Birmingham house, the faint hum of a guitar riff echoing from the studio upstairs, while his father wandered in and out, sometimes laughing, sometimes lost in thought, sometimes slipping quietly into a corner, alone with his demons. Growing up as the son of the Prince of Darkness wasn't always easy, Jack admitted in a recent interview, a quiet gravity in his voice betraying years of reflection. There were times when I felt like I was living with two different people, the larger-than-life rock star and the man who was my dad. And sometimes they didn't seem to exist in the same space at all. The tension between fame and fatherhood was a constant undercurrent in Jack's early years. He recalls moments when the phone would ring incessantly with offers, interviews, or emergencies from the music world, and his father would answer, that same magnetic charisma in his voice that millions adored. Yet at home, Jack would watch his father struggle to sit still, to focus, to be present. There were nights when the house was filled with laughter, Ozzy spinning ridiculous stories with exaggerations that made everyone double over, and other nights when silence dominated, punctuated only by the occasional muttered line from Ozzy to himself as he worked on lyrics or music. Jack's memories are vivid, a father who could be reckless, endearing, maddening, and deeply loving all at once. The unpredictability of Ozzy's moods, shaped by fame, exhaustion, and personal battles, became a normal backdrop for Jack's childhood, yet one that carried with it both wonder and insecurity. Jack often found himself caught between admiration and frustration. He admired his father's sheer talent, the effortless ability to command attention, and the creative fire that defined Ozzy Osbourne as a legend. Yet he also longed for normalcy, for shared bedtime stories, for simple father-son conversations that weren't overshadowed by cameras, music, or the pressures of celebrity life. In interviews, he reflects on this duality with honesty. I grew up loving my dad, but there were times when I didn't really understand him. I saw the man on stage larger than life, and it was hard to reconcile that image with the dad who tried to hug me goodbye before a tour, or who would sit down with me and listen when I needed him. The complexity of their relationship deepened as Jack grew older. Teenage years brought an awareness of the outside world, a sharper understanding of fame, and a keen sense of identity. Watching Ozzy navigate the highs and lows of his career, Jack saw not only the thrill of superstardom, but also the cost. There were public scandals, battles with addiction, and moments of vulnerability that the media rarely captured. For Jack, understanding his father required patience, empathy, and the willingness to look past the legend. It took me years to really see him, Jack confided. To realize that beneath the chaos, beneath the persona that the world knew, he was just a man, flawed, funny, and deeply human. And that realization changed everything. Throughout his childhood and adolescence, Jack observed the unique ways his father expressed love. Ozzy may have struggled with conventional forms of affection, but he had a profound, often understated dedication to his family. Jack recounts times when Ozzy would sneak him small surprises, teach him lessons about resilience, or simply sit silently, sharing a quiet moment that carried more meaning than words ever could. These gestures, though subtle, created a foundation of connection that would grow stronger over time. Jack's reflections reveal that understanding a father like Ozzy requires looking beyond the spectacle. noticing the small, fleeting moments where humanity shines through. The challenges of their relationship were compounded by external pressures. Fame, health struggles, and the chaotic lifestyle of rock and roll created a backdrop of unpredictability. Jack, however, began to find strength in observing his father's resilience. He's been through hell and back with addiction, health issues, fame, and he's still standing, Jack shared. Watching his father battle Parkinson's disease, navigate the pressures of constant public attention, and yet still find humor in the world was one of the biggest lessons of his life. These moments taught Jack about perseverance, the importance of humor, and the value of family loyalty. As Jack matured, he began to understand that connection with Ozzy required both patience and perspective. Adolescence and early adulthood brought challenges in communication, but also opportunities for deeper insight. Jack learned to appreciate the sacrifices his father made, the personal battles he endured, and the enduring love he had for their family. These lessons were reinforced as Jack himself faced personal struggles, including sobriety, career challenges, and parenthood. In observing Ozzy, Jack found a mirror for resilience, a model of perseverance that shaped his own approach to life. A turning point in Jack's understanding came with the creation of Ozzy's memoir, The Prince of Darkness, My Life in Madness and Music. Reading the drafts, Jack encountered revelations about his father's journey, battles with addiction, near-death experiences, and the intricate dynamics of fame and family. Each chapter provided insight not only into the public figure, but also into the man who had shaped Jack's own life. Reading the drafts, I realized there were so many things about his past I never really knew, Jack recalled. It made me appreciate how far he's come and how much he sacrificed for our family. It was eye-opening to see the struggle behind the music, behind the persona that the world worshipped. The memoir also illuminated Ozzy's enduring love for Sharon, his steadfast commitment despite tumultuous years, and the small acts of devotion that often went unnoticed by the public. Jack found himself moved by the depth of emotion and dedication his father carried, not just for his career but for the family that grounded him. These revelations provided Jack with a more nuanced understanding of his father's character, the mix of humor, vulnerability, and unwavering loyalty that defined Ozzy beyond the stage. Jack reflects on the evolution of their bond over the years. From childhood tension and occasional misunderstandings, their relationship has grown into one of profound mutual respect and love. Daily conversations, shared experiences, and the simple presence of family have strengthened their connection. Jack emphasizes the importance of seeing Ozzy not as a distant rock icon, but as a father, grandfather, and human being. "We talk all the time now, and he's the best granddad to my kids," Jack said. "He might be the Prince of Darkness to the world, but to us, he's just Dad. And I wouldn't trade that for anything." The memoir, slated for release later this year, offers readers a glimpse into both the triumphs and vulnerabilities of Ozzy Osbourne. Jack's reflections underscore the intimate nature of the story. It is not just a chronicle of fame and music, but a testament to resilience, family, and the complexities of human connection. By sharing his perspective, Jack provides a bridge for fans to see the man behind the legend, to understand the sacrifices, humor, and love that have defined the Osbourne family's journey. Throughout this period, Jack has drawn inspiration from observing his father's capacity to persevere and find joy amidst challenges. Whether facing health crises, public scrutiny, or personal setbacks, Ozzy's ability to maintain a sense of humor and embrace life's absurdities has served as a powerful example for Jack. These lessons have informed his own approach to life, parenting, and personal growth. Jack's reflections reveal that the true legacy of Ozzy Osbourne extends beyond music and fame. It lies in the enduring bonds of family, the lessons imparted through lived experience, and the humanity that persists even in the glare of superstardom. Jack's journey of understanding his father has also been one of self-discovery. Recognizing the nuances of Ozzy's personality, the interplay of chaos, creativity, love, and vulnerability, has allowed Jack to appreciate the complexities of his own life. He sees the ways in which his father's choices, both good and flawed, shaped his upbringing and ultimately provided a foundation for empathy, resilience, and humor. This deeper comprehension of Ozzy has transformed Jack's perspective, allowing him to embrace both the challenges and joys of their shared history. From chaos to clarity, Jack Osbourne now sees his father in a light no one else has. The man the world knows as the Prince of Darkness and the wild, unpredictable rock legend whose voice and presence defined a generation, is at home a father and grandfather whose presence carries the weight of love, wisdom, and hard-earned humility. Jack reflects on this transformation with a mixture of awe and gratitude, the kind that comes only from a lifetime of shared experiences, trials, and revelations. He remembers the moments when connecting with his father felt impossible, when fame, health struggles, and the whirlwind of a life on the edge created walls between them. Yet today, those walls have crumbled, leaving a bond that is unshakable, intimate, and deeply human. I've learned to see him not just as Ozzy Osbourne, the rock star, but as my dad, Jack says. The man who taught me about resilience, about humor, about holding on to what matters even when life gets messy. The evolution of their relationship is a story of patience, understanding, and mutual growth. In Jack's youth, his father's fame cast a long shadow over daily life. The world adored Ozzy for his stage persona, but at home, Jack sometimes struggled to reach him beneath the layers of exhaustion, medication, and personal battles. Now, those barriers have faded. Jack and Ozzy talk daily, exchanging stories, advice, and laughter that bridge generations. There are mornings when Jack finds his father tinkering in the studio, adjusting old tracks or humming melodies from decades past, and he is reminded that creativity and dedication remain at the core of who Ozzy is. There are afternoons when they sit together in the garden, discussing Jack's children, sharing memories of Sharon, and reflecting on the passage of time. Jack marvels at his father's ability to balance the lessons of the past with the realities of the present, transforming chaos into clarity and legacy into living experience. Ozzy's role as a grandfather has added a new layer of warmth to their family life. Jack describes watching his father interact with his children as nothing short of magical. There is a playful side to Ozzy that the public rarely sees. The way he sneaks into rooms to make the kids laugh, the gentle teasing, the quiet encouragement as he teaches them about music, resilience, and humor. He's the best granddad you could imagine, Jack shares, eyes lighting up. He's patient, funny, and kind in ways that surprise you, given everything you've seen on stage or in the media. Our kids adore him, and I get to witness the softer, more loving side of a man the world calls the Prince of Darkness. These moments are intimate, fleeting, yet unforgettable, offering Jack a profound sense of gratitude and connection that only deepens with time. The release of Ozzy's memoir, The Prince of Darkness, My Life in Madness and Music, provided Jack with fresh perspectives on his father's life. Reading the drafts was both illuminating and humbling, revealing struggles and triumphs Jack had not fully understood before. He encountered stories of addiction, near-death experiences, battles with fame, and the deep, enduring love his father had for Sharon, all written with raw honesty. Each page offered insight into Ozzy's resilience and vulnerability, the man behind the myth, and the choices that shaped their family. Reading the memoir, I felt closer to him than ever, Jack recalls. I discovered layers of his life that I had never seen firsthand. It wasn't just about rock and roll, it was about love, sacrifice, and the lessons he wanted to pass down to us. Jack's emotional reactions to the memoir are heartfelt and revealing. He recounts moments when he found himself laughing, crying, or simply nodding in awe at the magnitude of his father's journey. He realized that the struggles Ozzy endured, from addiction to health crises, were not isolated events but part of a lifelong fight for survival, for connection, and for meaning. These insights reshaped Jack's understanding of his father, deepening his respect and empathy. He also came to appreciate the quiet moments of tenderness and devotion Ozzy exhibited toward Sharon, the constant anchor in his turbulent life. These revelations illuminated the human side of a man the world often saw only through the lens of fame and spectacle. Reflections on legacy are intertwined with these insights. Jack contemplates the enormous cultural impact his father has had, not only as a musician, but as a figure whose life embodies resilience, passion, and authenticity. He recognizes the influence Ozzy's career has had on multiple generations, inspiring fans with music, individuality, and the courage to embrace imperfection. At the same time, Jack appreciates the lessons imparted at home, the importance of family, humility, and humor. He understands that Ozzy's true legacy lies not only in the albums and sold-out concerts, but in the values and love he has instilled within his family. Jack acknowledges the sacrifices and challenges that have accompanied such a life, and he feels pride and reverence for the man who has weathered every storm with determination and grace. Life lessons gleaned from these experiences are central to Jack's reflections. He emphasizes resilience, humor, and love as guiding principles passed down from his father. Watching Ozzy navigate the highs and lows of fame, health challenges, and personal turmoil has shaped Jack's own approach to life. He has learned the importance of embracing imperfection, finding joy amidst adversity, and prioritizing relationships that truly matter. "My dad has taught me more about strength and perseverance than anyone else," Jack explains. He shows that life isn't about being perfect, but about finding the courage to continue, to laugh, and to love even when circumstances are difficult. Jack also reflects on the humanity behind the myth. Fans often see Ozzy as a larger-than-life figure, a symbol of rebellion and rock history. Yet his son sees the father who worries, laughs, struggles, and loves with all his heart. Jack encourages fans to connect with Ozzy's story not just as entertainment, but as a testament to the endurance of the human spirit. He emphasizes that understanding the man behind the persona provides a richer, more meaningful perspective, one that reveals the lessons in resilience, dedication, and unconditional love that extend beyond music. As the conversation moves toward the present, Jack shares anecdotes of daily life with his father, illustrating their closeness and mutual respect. Whether it's sharing a quiet meal, joking about old tour stories, or collaborating on creative projects, these moments are imbued with a sense of normalcy and connection that contrasts sharply with the public's perception of Ozzy's life. Jack notes that the challenges of their relationship have transformed into opportunities for growth and understanding, reinforcing the strength of familial bonds and the enduring love that defines the Osbourne family. The memoir's release is more than just a chronicle of Ozzy's career. It is a bridge between generations, an intimate exploration of love, struggle, and triumph. Jack sees it as a gift not only to fans but to family, providing context, clarity, and insight into experiences that shaped him and his siblings. It reinforces the values he cherishes: resilience, empathy, humor, and the importance of embracing both successes and failures with grace. The stories contained within its pages offer lessons that transcend celebrity culture, reminding readers of the humanity that underpins every extraordinary life. Jack concludes with a profound sense of gratitude and admiration for his father. He acknowledges the privilege of witnessing Ozzy's journey firsthand, from the wild years of rock and roll to the reflective, tender moments of family life. He celebrates the man behind the legend, a father who has taught him about courage, perseverance, and the power of love. Their relationship, once marked by distance and misunderstanding, has evolved into one of mutual respect, deep affection, and unwavering support. He may be the Prince of Darkness to the world, Jack reflects, but to us, he's just Dad. And that is the greatest legacy of all. Don't miss the chance to experience the Prince of Darkness, My Life in Madness and Music. Dive into Ozzy's story, uncover the man behind the legend, and see the world through the eyes of a father, husband, and rock icon. This memoir isn't just a book. It's a journey into resilience, love, and the human heart. And it's one every fan and family enthusiast needs to read.